What's going on, guys? Today we are talking about what, in my opinion, is the most fun offense right now to run in Madden 23. And if you've been watching the videos over the last 3 to 4 months, then you know exactly what offense I'm talking about. And that is, of course, the gun split slot and the gun slot offset offense in the alternate pass balanced playbook, or the spread offense in regs and CFM. So yeah, like I said, I've been running this offense for the last 3 to 4 months, and it has really made the game fun for me because this offense is just so unique and different. So real quick, get ready to screenshot or save this part of the video, whatever you have to do. Here are the audibles that I run when running this offense. So you're going to be kind of going between two formations, and here is the gun split slot audibles. Shovel option in the first spot, HB weak or HB sweep weak, read option, and then PA play action halfback wheel. And then for slot offset, it's a little bit simpler. It's just RPO read bubble, which is the swing pass to the left side, and then RPO peak zone bubble, which is just the swing to the right side. And then you have motion PA double post, and then of course motion spot. And as far as personnel goes in this offense, you are going to want to have, I mean, it's not necessary, but it's definitely an added threat if you want to run the read options and the speed options. You are going to want to have a quarterback that can move a little bit, and of course Lamar Jackson with Truz and fast break is the perfect guy. As far as the running backs go, it's not really that important who you have. Obviously, if you have jukebox or bruiser, it's going to help just break tackles in general in this game. But at receiver, you definitely need to have slot abilities, like whether that's slot-o-matic or route tech, short in, short out. Any kind of man-beating slot receiver ability does work. Right now, I have route tech, Tyreek Hill, and short out Tyreek Hill for 1 AP. On the outsides, I have a route tech and Garrett Wilson. And then on the other side, I have a deep out elite for throwing ag catches and high balls, pass lead outside, the Plesco burst, which is obviously very effective in this year's game. And the O-line, very standard. I have, I think, just 2 edge protectors. I have a puller in there, which doesn't do much, and I have a screen protector. But, you know, the offensive line, just make sure you have 2 edge protectors or secure protectors or identifier, which honestly really helps in this offense. I don't have identifier right now. While I'm recording this, the new Andrew Thomas is not out yet. I will be getting that card, and I will be running secure protector identifier on him because I think identifier makes running this offense 10 times easier. And I'll explain why right now. So the first rule of this offense is establishing the swing pass. So let's just come out. Let's just do random nickel, I guess. We'll do random nickel. But the key part of this offense is just establishing that swing pass, man, because once you have his user diving and him doing different things that he's just not used to doing, yeah, it's going to be a lot easier for you. And I probably should have showed this off against the blitz. Most people in this game will just come out man-to-man blitz running 0, or even just in man-to-man. And against that is where this swing pass is going to eat. So I usually always audible down. I've been doing that a lot recently, ever since I introduced split slot to the scheme. But all you're going to want to do, I do a pass lead up, not a freeform pass lead, just a normal pass lead up. And the rack animation is much better. But I've been doing this, or you can swing it this way even if you want to. But the key part to this offense, and I know it might feel a little bit cheesy, and it is, I won't lie, is just establishing the swing pass. You see right there just how effective that is. And with the quad father, he's going to break the first tackle every time if you get it to him early enough, because it is considered a run. But rule number 1 is establishing the swing pass. And of course, not that you really need to see it, but here's an example of me just running the swing pass in game. Again, the user is going to be a little bit late. Even if the user is late, he's not there. And you see me how easy it is just to get up the sideline, little stunt, make one guy miss, make the safety miss, which is obviously easier. I'm against the CPU, so there's just an example of RPO peak zone bubble in a game. And real quick, here's an example of me not throwing the swing pass and me handing the ball off here instead. And also how effective that is with AJ Dillon. Hit one hole. Obviously, a broken tackle helps, but you kind of can see that the run is still really good even if you're not throwing the swing pass. And by the way, if this video does seem a little bit unorganized or confusing, I do apologize. This is my first time making like an ebook or scheme video or anything really like this before. So if you have any confusion, let me know down in the comment section. I'll be sure to answer. So I'm not gonna lie, if you don't have the swing pass established, this offense isn't that great passing wise. However, like I said, if you get his user pulling down into the motion or the bubble, that makes it much easier to pass the ball because his user is out of the play. And what I like to do there's 2 options I like to do. The first one here is motion PA double post. All you're going to want to do is streak the slot receiver and then smart route the B receiver and put the X receiver on a comeback, which that part isn't necessary, but I feel like it does pull zone slightly better. And this ability, this is not ability setup, this route setup, if it's zone, there's nothing they can really do about it. They cannot do anything about it unless there's a user over the middle. You are going to see here that Bo's going to drop back, but usually the user would dive on the swing pass, so that means you are going to have to run the swing pass a couple times. You can't just come out and run this first play, or else your opponent will not respect the swing pass. And again, back to rule number 1, and the only rule, establish the swing pass at all costs. So here we go. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Bo's going to, like, imagine Bo's not there because he's on the swing pass, but still, it does get wide open. And I'll show you against cover 3, and whatever defense you want to run against it, that streak with the post combo gets open every single time. It gets open at different points in the route, but it gets open every single time if the user isn't there. And just to show you, here it is against cover 3. It gets wide open. Just pass lead it down, freeform pass lead down. The middle safety can't get to it. So against cover 3, wide open. Here it is against cover 4. Again, different part of the route, but again, wide open. And here's an example of motion double post in action here in the Steve Young gameplay. For some reason, I just realized that the green screen was messed up on all these clips, but you see again here, this wasn't even, this may have been, this was man coverage, but you still see that it does get open. If you have good enough speed and route running on that outside guy, this route can even beat man sometimes, but again, like I showed you, it's most consistent against zone coverage. So here's another play that I love to run, and honestly is another staple here in this offense once you have the read bubbles established. So it's a motion spot with this corner route, and again, you really don't need hot route master for this scheme. You really do not. All you're going to want to do is streak B. You don't need to streak X, but you can streak X, or if you have a hot route master quarterback, put him on a smart route post, whatever the case is, and then also streak your other RB running back right here. So that's the setup right there. That simple. And what you're kind of creating is like a really nice and unique flood concept using the swing pass. So, you know, I'm against random defense right now. We're just gonna run this play a couple times and I'll show you. I'm also, you know, against, like, I like throwing this ball a lot. If the user is not on that, they kind of have to use that route, which is kind of crazy to think about. If they come out in man coverage though, say they catch you off guard and they're in man coverage, then that route probably won't get open. I mean, it can get open if it's cross man super early, but all you're gonna want to do is this setup right here. It's real easy. And against like zone for, like, this is man coverage right here. You're gonna see Tyree cook it, and there you go. That's why you gotta have. I mean, we have Reeves with a KO, but that's why you need those slot abilities, because say you get caught in man coverage, you gotta be able to create that separation by yourself. But honestly, my favorite read is you can either put this RB route on a Texas route or a streak. Doesn't matter, kind of the same thing. The Texas route's a little bit more consistent, but you just see how that, like right here, this is cross man, and you're gonna have A open on the sideline because of his route ability. And that's, by the way, 98 speed Darrell Revis on that Tyreek Hill card. So it is a pretty effective corner route and definitely does do some work. And that's just kind of the setup that I run if I'm seeing zone, or if the user is really diving. Because keep in mind, if Bo is diving on the swing pass, because you've been running it a lot, which, by the way, running it to the right behind the two blockers is definitely more effective. If he's diving on it, then look how open your streak's going to get against like a cover 3 or a cover 2, for example. Like that zone not being there, imagine that. And then also you have the corner route. If for whatever reason the streak's taken away, you have a corner route. You have options, and if for whatever reason, if you feel like, oh wow, I have one-on-one coverage over the top, it probably won't be a completion, but you also can throw the high ball, pass lead outside to Plexico. If you see one-on-one coverage, for example. So you have a bunch of different reads. I really do like the motion spot play. Okay, so real quick, here's an example of me running motion spot in game. Just to kind of show you what it looks like. Big moment in the game, 2-minute warning, need a first down, only up a touchdown. I go to the swing pass, the motion's gonna go. His user dives on the swing route. I was obviously using it throughout the game. His user dives on the swing pass, which is standard. And you're gonna see, I see the route tech light up on a Tyreek Hill, which means he will get open. And then I just sit back, wait for him to clear that outside zone, pass lead up the sideline. Freeform pass lead up the sideline, and then kind of click on user swerve right there with Tyreek Hill. And again, his user's not there. It's kind of hard to get a zone in that spot. It just is. That's the reality of it. And real quick, here's another example of me running motion spot and throwing the ball to the running back. We're here in a CFM game, so I do have hot route master. What you're going to see is Alvin on a Texas route. You're going to see him on the corner route. He's on the streak. And immediately pre-snap, I see this guy moving. Right when I see him moving, I know for a fact that I will have this part of the field open. And again, even a streak would have got open here because there's no one in this zone at all. Yeah, as you can see right here, that's wide open. That's an easy throw, pass lead that straight up away from this guy as much as possible, and that's an easy first down. I also, if that wasn't wide open for an easy first down, we also would have had Chris Godwin on the corner route like you saw in that last clip. So yeah, I really don't know if I did a good job of explaining that or not, but that is basically the gun slot offset offense. I just run these 4 plays. But yeah, like I said, rule number 1, just establishing this swing pass, and then you can kind of run the motion spot and the motion double post play off of that. And you see right there that like that's how you know they're playing zones. There's someone in the flat there, you could run your corner route, or you can run your post route over the top of that. And I'm playing random defense right now, so who knows what I'm facing. But you could also, on this play, if you have a hot route master QB or a backfield master or an RB apprentice, you can also put a little Texas route out there too. That'll be pretty effective. But you could really freestyle with that off running back, whether you want to have him help out block a little bit. But again, you just see how consistent that post route is against whatever zone in the game over the top. If a user's not there, you can complete that every single time. So until maybe a couple weeks ago, I was mainly exclusively running slot offset and those 4 plays that I just showed you. Swing pass right, swing pass left, motion spot, and motion double post. By the way, this playbook also has amazing formations, like a pretty popular one here is a slot offset, which has the infamous post play, which is very famous. But yeah, a bunch of good formations. You have a bunch in here, you have trio, like stuff like that. It's a pretty monsters in here. It's a pretty good book in general, even if you don't want to run the swing pass, or if you want to add the swing pass to maybe your bunch offense, or whatever offense you're running. This playbook is very, very deep. But yeah, like I said, I was exclusively really just running gun slot offset, but then I added some split slot into my scheme. And obviously with there being 2 backs in both formations, you can kind of, audible back and forth pre-snap between both of these formations, which is super nasty. So if the rule with slot offset is establishing the swing pass, the main rule with split slot is establishing the run game with your quarterback. And some plays I like to run, if you have your audible set, shovel option, read option, or HB sweep weak, and you can kind of pick through what you want to run pre-snap, or I just run shovel option at a brain dead rate, honestly, and you kind of get that read a good amount of the time, or you can kind of just bounce it. If you have a fast QB, obviously the better running QB, the more effective this is going to be. But yeah, establishing, the shovel option and just running the ball with your quarterback is kind of the main thing that I would say. You also have this read option play here, which I love because not only is the read with the quarterback really good, the run with the running back is really good because all you're going to want to do is hold A, and if they're not blitzing, you're going to have that hole between your opposite tackle and guard almost every single time unless they shoot a gap or if they're blitzing. So you're kind of going to see what I'm talking about here. And of course, if they read quarterback, you can just go. As you can see right here, he's going to make the wrong read and you can just kind of go and maybe shake a guy, maybe break a tackle, or maybe that guy's not there because the user, kind of falls in. Who really knows? But, just kind of being able to go right and left whenever you want and really have no tell that you're even switching the play is kind of terrifying. And there you go. There's just you kind of see how much room opens up. And you can, of course, also pitch this as well. I haven't had that read yet, but here with the shovel option, you can, of course, pitch it, which call hike. There we go. I'll pitch it this time. I got on the field pretty far, but you can also pitch it. And of course, if you have quad father, you can break the first tackle every single time, which is, again, very frustrating. And again, it's kind of tough to show in practice mode, but here's an example of me running the triple option or the shovel option in a game of Mutt. Here's some live. You see me kind of playing around. What am I going to run? What am I going to do? And I do go to the triple option, and you see right here kind of what it can do if you're patient. You gotta be patient. Do not hit that back button. And with Lamar's speed, it's obviously much easier to do this again, but you kind of can see what opens up and how good the play really is. And again, from the same game, here is the play working. Usually if a play's working in a game, it'll work again and again and again, but kind of the same read. And then we hit one hole and Lamar is again gone on the shovel option. So let's just say you've established the run game with the shovel option, the read option, the HB sweep weak, you've established it. You now have, I would say, 2 pass plays that I will go to when I want to, beat man coverage or if I want to beat zone coverage. Again, you kind of have a similar setup to what we were running before with you want to motion cheetah, which you can also do this in the shovel pass as well. You can motion the slot receiver over. If they're in man coverage and they are, this will actually get rid of a player. This will get rid of someone on that right side, making the shovel option actually even better. So this setup is pretty easy. Just put them on a comeback. You can also kind of smart route the X route, the Garrett Wilson route. And again, it's kind of the same thing. If the user is not there, you have this X route open every single time, which is, I already went over how good the streak with the post is. This is actually kind of a better route because for whatever reason, sometimes against a man-to-man coverage, it'll just like, it'll just kill it. It will just kill man-to-man coverage. I probably won't be able to show it off here, but say for whatever reason they catch you, you're thinking they're going to be in zone, but in reality, they're in man-to-man. Sometimes that X route will just get behind man coverage, even if there's a crazy speed differential. But yeah, and also you can throw this too. But you see right there, there it is. That was man coverage. And you just see how open X is. You saw that, right? That was used wide open against man coverage. So for this throw, you kind of need, I need to see cover 3. I don't know if I'm going to get it here. I could obviously just go over to it, but I'm being a little bit lazy right now. But yeah, this should be zone coverage. So you also can have this Y route open, which kind of gets behind a curl flat. You have the streak. You have a bunch of things pushing, the deep zones down the field. This is very similar to like a drag go route or whatever it's called. I think it's called a drag and go route, where you might see a tight end run across the field and then up the field. And if you have a streak in front of that, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a similar concept to that, where you want the wheel route to kind of get forgotten about and then run into somewhere where there just isn't deep blues, which is nice. So you could also run that. Against man coverage, again, you're going to see Garrett Wilson route tech get behind the man coverage. Again, I just can't make that throw because I don't have enough time. But you see it again, beating that man coverage with the route tech. And yeah, just to show you, what happens if you run the shovel option and motion over the slot guy. See right here, that's one less player on that side. And you're also kind of disguising if you want. You can, do some fake audibles if you want. In practice mode, it's not going to show an audible, but you can do some fake audibles, make them think you're throwing that bomb, and then just, oh, nope. I'm actually running the ball again. I'm running the ball again with Lamar Jackson, which is, again, frustrating. Remember, I said this offense was fun to use and not to play against. So some games, if halfback sweep week isn't working, I will change my audible and I will put slot post angle out there. You can kind of see why this play's good. If you don't have hot route master, you have a Texas route with a post right over the middle, and if you have slot route abilities, I'll show you what this play can do. But I also like this play in this playbook in this formation, and that is PAF slide, and I will show you why. We'll come out in man coverage real quick just to kind of show you what this can do. But again, we have like probably the best slot corner in the game right now. 98 speed Revis, crazy press, crazy zone. All this stuff is crazy, and you're gonna see what route tech, Tyreek Hill's gonna do to him on this like motion cross route. You're gonna see it light up, and it just cooks. Might be a scary throw. It is a scary throw, but it does cook man coverage. And what you are going to see as well on the backside, if for whatever reason this route gets boxed up, or say they put like a zone out there, this post route also without route abilities just cooks man coverage. You have that pass lead over the middle, and I would make sure you're kind of getting down. If he has KOs, it could be tough, but that throw is one you can definitely make. So against man coverage, I like just kind of going to this play sometimes. It's a slightly different read, slightly different look, slightly different play action. Might throw off your opponent a little bit. But you see right here how A was open, B's open, and I'm obviously playing too high right now, but imagine if he's blitzing and there's no one over the top, that post route could be a one-play touchdown. And again, you also have this setup here too, where you can just streak Tyreek Hill. You have a comeback already out there. You have a really good post route. So again, this is going to be man coverage, obviously, but if it was zone, even against man, it still gets open. But you see, if that was zone coverage, you have that streak with the post route from the outside. And again, his user has to be there. And then, of course, against man coverage, you have this play here where the Texas route will most likely get open. It will help if you have a nice little ability there. But route tech Tyreek Hill, or any slot ability on Tyreek Hill, that post route can get open. It's kind of like a little high-low read. That I'll throw in there every once in a while if I'm feeling like it. Just quick snap it. Maybe you might get that open, but most likely if he's not using that, A will get open over the middle. So yeah, that's just kind of some easy pass plays that don't take much adjusting. But yeah, that's kind of really it though. You see right there, A gets stuck, but that's open every single time against man coverage.